Okay, so I'm going to try to explain how to do the lovely fancy thing that I did in my World Division video and like that kind of animation stuff. So hopefully this isn't a failure, but ask questions if I completely lose you, because I probably will. Okay, so right now I have my lovely sheet of paper that's going to be my background. So this isn't a very nice picture because it's very freaking small. So I'm just going to use motion tile. And if I'm lucky, there isn't much difference in, I'll say, like from bright and black. So when I do that, and that, and I do that, they blend together nicely, although you do see kind of like this little line here, but that's okay. But yeah, so far we have a background that will move when we animate it, and we won't see any black behind it. Okay, so I have this in 3D because I'm going to use the camera. I'm going to put it in 50mm because I want it to be a normal lens. And I'm going to add myself a knoll. And I'm going to make that 3D. Okay. So, what I usually do is this first frame will be my first move. So I'm probably just going to put a random thing there, make that 3D before I do any changes to it. So I'll just scale that down a bit. This is kind of like the first frame I'm going to start with. So to do a movement, I might either just do a zoom out, or I could come in from here. So when I have my first frame, I'm going to make a keyframe. I'm going to move that because I want it to end on that. And then with this one, I can just literally do anything. So I can either go, make sure that you also parent the camera to the knoll so that it actually moves with you. So I could go from here and then zoom out with it. I have my first move. There we go. So usually I like to also keep that in motion. So I will just put it out a little bit more too. So it's still in motion and it doesn't stop just yet. Okay, so there's your first move. So when you have all that set up, you have your first move, this is when you can start putting extra stuff where you want it to. So maybe I'll put like some sticky notes. Oh, before I change it, put in 3D first. That's going to be something that's important. Put like a little sticky note. Size it so, because it's in 3D and I'm using the camera, it follows the movement. Yay, okay. So we have one movement, which is knoll 1. So you can even rename this to, not movie, movement 1. Then you're going to add another knoll, make that 3D, probably like, oops. Depending if you want to do a rotation, I might even put it like over here, which you'll see why in a minute. I'm going to parent this first knoll to the second knoll. So right now we have a double parenting that's going to go on. So the camera is going to follow the movement of the knoll, which is also going to follow the movement of knoll 2. So this thing's going to follow knoll 2, but this thing is also going to follow knoll 2 when it's following movement 1. which you will see in a minute. So before I do anything, before I start adding stuff, I'm always going to do the next movement first. And I'm going to start my movement just after the first one. I'm just going to find a spot somewhere. Gotta probably make the picture a bit bigger. Add a bit more so I don't run out of paper. So let's say I want to go diagonally. And go that way. Usually I kind of make it a little bit curvy. And then maybe I might add a rotation to it. Just to give the movement some flavor. Oops, daisies. Now, do you see how it kind of just like stops and not too gracefully? I'm going to go in here, sort of play around with this thing if it'll let me. To make it smooth out of it, I want this thing to be like more like that. Is that explaining what that looks like? So this part's telling you it's going to ease out of the movement slower than this part. If it's more like inclined or closer to 90 degrees, it's going to go faster than this part. That's usually what I do to ease out of it. And do the same with the rotation. So the reason we do the movement first is because it's very hard to place stuff and then move it. So wherever this thing lands, that's where I'm going to put my shit. So I will put maybe this picture. Now, it's important that when you're using camera, you make this 3D first before you start arranging it, because it always goes back to the first position of the camera, which is very annoying. Maybe I'll put on like an angle, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Right, so because of the camera and because this is in 3D, I go back here, everything's still in place. And it's so nice. And then even with this, you can like have it animate in however you want. So maybe, since that's my final frame that I want, maybe I'll have it coming from here. Who knows? Maybe that might look stupid. We shall see. And then it's just a matter of tweaking everything. But once you get the basic movement down, there should be smooth sailing. Hopefully. And then yeah, it's just a matter of tweaking stuff. And then if you wanted to add another movement, you would do the same thing. You would add another null to it, make that 3D, take it away from where it's supposed to be. And then you'd parent null 2 to it. And then you can call this like, movement 2 and movement 3. And then you can just start doing whatever you want again. Maybe I want to go this way. And so on and so on. I mean, you'd probably do it a bit better than this, but it's Essentially, yeah. And then, like, you basically just decorate the background after you do the movement because it's so much easier and you can kind of see like what needs to be filled in the spaces. So because I've done the movement first, I now can see, oh, this maybe would probably benefit from some shit in the background. Yeah, that's not the right angle, that's fine. And just put it however you want. And then if you wanted it to, I don't know, I guess flow a bit nicely, just go here, put motion blur on, enable motion blur, have it not work for you. Yeah, that's essentially how you do it. And then for when to activate the new movement, if you don't have like a continuing motion over here, I would start the next movement just before the end of the first one so that it flows nicely together. And see, so it kind of like flows better. It doesn't actually stop, it just kind of redirects where it's going. And then, because I don't like my straight, I don't like being straight, I need everything to be on a curve. Something looks nicer. And that looks like it's going to go this way. But yeah, that's how you do it, essentially. Hope you could follow along with that lovely explanation at 8 a.m. in the morning. Okay.